That cape's still dragging behind you like a security blanket. How's it feel knowing Lex Luthor has come closer to killing you than I ever managed to conquering the world? At least my failures were spectacular. Yours just involve getting beaten up by a bald businessman with daddy issues.
Red Skull. Still compensating for that face with fancy uniforms, I see. Must be nice having followers who can't run away because they're too terrified to move. Though I notice even your own scientists kept trying to defect to the Allies. Hard to maintain loyalty when your leadership style involves screaming in German and waving your arms around.
Your ladyship produced results, while your Boy Scout routine produces nothing except property damage and temporary solutions. How many times has Luthor escaped from prison? How many times have you caught the same criminals over and over? At least when I eliminate problems, they stay eliminated.
Eliminate problems like losing World War II? Like getting punched out by Captain America repeatedly? Your elimination techniques were so effective that your entire empire collapsed in less than 15 years. I've been protecting Earth for decades without needing to build concentration camps or give dramatic speeches about genetic superiority.
Protecting Earth by enabling weakness and preventing natural selection from improving the species. Your protection creates dependency rather than strength. My methods accelerated human evolution by removing inferior elements that would have held back progress. Sometimes improvement requires removing obstacles.
Removing obstacles like 6 million people who never got a chance to prove their worth? Your improvement program produced exactly one successful super soldier who immediately turned against you. Even your own science couldn't create loyalty to your cause. Captain America became everything you pretended to be but never achieved.
What just represents American sentimentality disguised as strength, unlimited power constrained by primitive moral limitations. Your identification with him reveals your greatest weakness, the inability to make difficult decisions because you're afraid of being disliked. True leadership requires accepting hatred from those too weak to understand necessity.
True leadership earns respect through actions, not fear through threats. Your difficult decisions mainly involved murdering defenseless people while hiding in bunkers and letting others do the actual fighting. Even your costume required a skull motif because subtlety was beyond your capabilities.
Symbolism serves important psychological functions in establishing authority and inspiring appropriate responses from subordinates. Your alien heritage should have taught you about species superiority, yet you waste time protecting inferior beings instead of guiding them toward improvement. Why do you continue enabling human weakness?
Because human weakness often becomes human strength when given the chance to grow. Your species superiority complex ignored the fact that humans created the technology and strategies that defeated your supposedly perfect system. Turns out superior beings don't need to eliminate everyone who disagrees with them.
Superior beings recognize that disagreement based on ignorance wastes time and resources, better spent on productive activities. Human technology succeeded through quantity and external assistance, not through individual excellence. My system failed due to tactical errors, not philosophical problems with the underlying approach.
Tactical errors like declaring war on everyone simultaneously? Like trusting scientists who kept sabotaging your projects? Like believing your own propaganda about invincibility? Your philosophical approach was flawed from the beginning because it assumed everyone else was stupid, while you alone understood reality.
Reality demonstrates that strength dominates weakness throughout nature. My approach recognized biological facts about competition and survival that your emotional thinking refuses to acknowledge. Sentiment prevents rational decision-making about resource allocation and population management based on measurable capability rather than wishful thinking.
Measurable capability, like your ability to lose every major battle you commanded? Your population management consisted of killing anyone who pointed out flaws in your plans. That's not rational decision-making. That's paranoid dictatorship disguised as scientific method.
Scientific method requires eliminating variables that interfere with optimal outcomes. Opposition based on emotional attachment to inferior specimens prevents advancement toward measurable improvement in collective capability. Your approach preserves weakness while calling preservation compassion.
Your approach eliminated everything valuable while calling elimination progress. Every society that followed your methods became weaker, not stronger, because diversity creates innovation, while uniformity creates stagnation. Even your military technology came from scientists you were planning to eliminate.
Military technology developed by superior minds working under proper guidance towards specific objectives. Diversity creates conflict and inefficiency rather than innovation. Uniformity eliminates waste and focuses effort toward productive goals. My guidance produced advanced weapons and organizational systems.
Advanced weapons that lost the war and organizational systems that collapsed the moment you stopped threatening to shoot people. Your guidance produced nothing except fear-based compliance that disappeared when the fear disappeared. Real strength doesn't need constant threats to maintain itself.
Constant threats maintain discipline and prevent regression toward comfortable mediocrity. Your strength relies on others choosing to cooperate rather than forcing cooperation through superior capability. When cooperation fails, as it inevitably does, your methods become useless while mine remain effective.
Effective, like hiding in a bunker while your empire burned around you? Your methods remained effective at creating enemies and destroying everything you touched, but apparently not much else. Even your suicide was just another failure. You couldn't even die dramatically enough to become a memorable villain.
Death serves tactical purposes when capture would compromise future operations. My legacy continues through ideas that transcend individual mortality, while your legacy depends entirely on your continued physical presence.
Remove Superman from Earth and nothing changes, because I helped build systems that can function without me. Remove Red Skull from history, and millions of people live who died for absolutely no reason, except feeding your pathetic need to feel important. You weren't building anything, you were just a weak man playing with other people's lives because your own felt meaningless.